Peace to all my visionaries and philo mass. I'm your messenger, Zay Applin. We back with another video. Hold on, let me get a little depth going on. You feel me? It's a little depth going on. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, so I just finished doing a YouTube interview with a friend of mine for her channel. I'm kind of still in that talkative mode, so I'm just gonna bang out a couple videos for y'all. I mean, it's so much for me to talk about, especially in these times. I don't be on YouTube like that a lot, making these videos, because I really like be working on myself. And for me to speak on these videos, I really want to make sure I'm being a practitioner within, you know what I'm saying, not just being one of them guys who just get on here, oh, you need to do this, yo, oh, you guys should be doing this. But in real life, some of these people are not doing what they're telling the masses to do. So I want to be a practitioner. So I focus in on being a practitioner of anything I speak of, right? So we're gonna get right into it. We in important times right now. I usually make videos about I've made videos about relationships in the past. I've made videos about ego. I've made videos about self-love. But this video is just about how important these times are. And that can encompass a lot of different things. But the main point you need to know is we in important times right now. I don't say that in terms of fear-mongering. I don't like when people fear-monger. Because here's one thing why. Because people who fearmonger, we say that reality is based off the mind or our thoughts and what we conjure up in this realm / world up here. So if that's the case, why would you fearmonger for the masses so they can create these fearful thoughts and that translate into their reality? I'm not that guy. When I say we're in important times, I say that in a way of upliftment. For you to really lock in on what you're trying to do. A lot of things are, we're entering a harvest season, right? We're entering the harvest season. So a lot of things that you've been working on for a good little minute, you ain't really been seeing no returns on it. You may be due for, a blessed season on the way. You may be due for one. It's certain things that tie into that as well. Your karma. It's a certain phrase they got for it. I can't remember it. But your karma debt. Have you paid off your karma debt? And when I say that, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. When I say that, you got good karma, you got bad karma. When you do unrighteous things to people, things you know that's not right, bad things to other people, those things don't just get done in vain, like nothing. It's a reaction for every action. So when you do these things to other people behind ill intent, bad karma is no one outruns karma. No one outruns karma. And the thing about karma, people will think, it ain't gonna come back around to me. The thing about karma can run down your family line. But karma gonna get paid. Karmic debt always get paid. No one is bigger than karma. So that's number one. Karmic debt. Is it good karma? Now, if you got good karma stacked up, you good. If you got good karma stacked up, you can cash that good karma in for blessings. The universe, the Most High, the source cashes that good karma in for your blessings. It's your reward for being a good Samaritan, for being civilized in a crazy world. You could turn on your news right now. You know how the news is, but you can turn on your news right now. You see some crazy stuff like 2022. Wow. 2021, wow. 2020, wow. So we in them times. So if you're able to constantly be above that low frequency that's being pushed on this earth right now, you're in good shape. The only way you get knocked off that is indulging in low frequency people, low frequency activities, terrible diets. All these things bring your vibration, your frequency low. Vibration is a law of it's a universal law. You dig what I'm saying? So whatever vibration you're on, a person that's below that vibration cannot match that frequency. So what you want to do is, when you get to that level of vibration that you know you should be at, you want to do your best to stay there. And all it is, continue doing the things that got you there. Don't get there and be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I could do a little wrong here, do a little wrong there. Because how it works, once you know better, your karma gets doubled. I commented this on a dude TikTok video. The universe, the source, the most high, God, whatever you call it, it knows, they know when you know better. And when you know better, your karma is doubled and it's sped up. So you'll do something to somebody and you might get that karma the next day. Or you might get it, but the thing is, you're going to get it when you're not expecting it. You're going to get it when you're not expecting it. That's how karma works. People, no, you're going to get it when you're not expecting it. Right? So, that's one thing. Well, basically two. Karma, watching your vibration. 3 weeks ago with protecting your space. It's kind of the same as your vibration level, but we'll go protecting your space, because protecting your space is past the physical. I'm gonna break it down. When I speak of the word aura, I want to reference back to Wu-Tang Clan, one of my favorite groups. RZA will always talk about, well, I wouldn't just say RZA, but I first heard RZA talk about it on a lot of his songs, where he'll say, master your circumference. Or he'll say it in some of his Instagram posts. He'll say, master your circumference. Right? Your 360. Your 360, your 180, master your circumference. And basically what that means is, alarm. But basically what that means is to protect the energies that you allow within your spiritual bubble. Right? Protect the energy the only energies that should get in is the one that you allow to get in, and the energy and the frequency level that you set for the aura field that you have. So if you set a certain frequency level for your aura and someone is trying to entangle with you that's not on that frequency level, by you allowing that person to come into your aura field knowing they're not on that frequency level, you're disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting yourself because you know you've put yourself at a certain level. Not to say you're better than anybody, because no one's better than anybody, but you've put yourself in a certain position and you are now moving in a certain manner. So with you doing that, you have to align with other frequencies that match that. But once you start doing the opposite of that, you start dragging yourself down. Because what people don't understand is you can't bring low frequencies up to higher frequencies if that low frequency don't want to be brought up. That low frequency is going to pull you down, because that low frequency is so dense that once it gets attached to you, it's going to slowly pull you down. Or depending on how dark and dense that low frequency person is, or vibrational entity, whatever it may be, situation, however dense it is, however low on the scale of vibration and frequencies it is, it can pull you down fast. So you got to really watch and be selfish with your energy. It's nothing wrong with being selfish with your energy. Being selfish with your energy doesn't mean be an asshole to people. It just means you know you've entered in a certain realm. And within this certain realm, there's certain rules to remain in this realm and to continue to ascend past this realm, to elevate to higher frequency, because that's what we're on this school of life, this game of life, basically to do, to continue to ascend, to continue to ascend. Our goal on life is not to get to a certain point. Okay, I'm just gonna be complacent and relax at this frequency state for the rest of my life. And that's where you see a lot of people cap off, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because they think, oh, I can get to a certain point and I can just stop elevating. Personally, I want to elevate until I'm into the grave. Facts. Because when I talk of elevation, it's not just about money. Money is nothing. Money is a tool at most for me. Materialism, without my spirituality, materialism, I could care less about it. I didn't really appreciate materialism for real, in the sense of how I think it should be appreciated, until I tapped in until my spiritual side. Before, I just see materialism like, oh yeah, this just you. A lot of people just want materialism just to flex on somebody. Everybody want to flex on somebody else. Everybody trying to one up somebody else. Bruh, if you just focused on yourself, bruh, you gonna one up yourself, and wanting up yourself means elevation. So stop all that trying to flex on somebody else, flex on your old self. Because if you flexing on your old self, that means you doing better than your old self. Everything's not an outside everybody's in competition with the outside world. For what? For what? For what? And I used to say I'm in competition with myself, but I'm not even in competition with myself, because I appreciate the old me. I learned lessons from him. So I'm not in competition with the old me. I'm gaining knowledge. How I'm in competition with people, with somebody I'm gaining knowledge from. I gained knowledge from my old self. So I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm in competition with my old self. I'm not even in competition with that. I'm in competition with nothing. I just want to elevate. And for you to elevate, you ain't got to be in competition with somebody. You just know that you're destined for greatness, right? When you know you're destined for greatness, it's not, oh, it's not one of them things where you're hyping yourself up to, oh, I'm hyping myself up, I'm gonna motivate myself each and every day. When you got that feeling within, you know, it's just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just know. So it get to a point where you really can't get caught up in what society wants you to get caught up in, competing, low frequency. And when I say low frequency, we probably all know, but you know, the stuff they put out there to keep you in your root chakra, your red chakra. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fast food signs have red in it because it directly triggers your root chakra. The root chakra kind of based around your animalistic nature, your lowest self. And I don't demonize the root chakra, because it's also needed. As above, so below. So if you're tapped in as above, you need to be tapped in so below. So just because your realm and your higher chakras is good, your realm and your lower chakras is good too. Your lower chakra is everything has its purpose, right? Your lower chakra is there for you to control it, not to suppress or completely disregard of it, because now you're in disalignment. You're not in alignment, because you've completely disregarded one of your chakras. One of your importance might be one of the most, because it's the base. You can't get to other chakras without working through that root chakra. So I see a lot of people talk down on the. I'm kind of all over. I'm all over the place, but I'm not at the same time. I just got so much sauce to give out, bruh. So I'm trying to keep it, within one lane. But my one lane, I'm a polymath, so my one lane to go from here to here to here to here to here to here. You feel me? So, and a polymath is someone who is well versed in multiple fields, basically. So, with that, yeah, uh, watch your frequencies. Watch the frequencies you let around you. Protect your space. Stay on that high vibrational level. Next point. Really, whatever you say you're trying to do right now, really focus in on it. Really focus in on it. And with me saying this, I'm not saying it's going to happen instantly. But we're in a time period right now where whatever you're putting your energy towards, it's being amplified right now. So if you're putting your energy into BS is going to be amplified in your life, because we're in a time period of life where everything is being amplified right now. You see so many things, so many secrets getting unveiled, so many things coming out the woodwork, because the energy on the planet is being amplified to righteous energy. So if like I said, everything is being amplified. So it just depends on what you choose to amplify, right? You choose to amplify watching TV, just goofing off, not elevating your mindset, not being still, not dealing with your traumas. That dark energy is gonna be amplified, and there's no one to blame but you. Especially after you know better. Some people just don't know better, but a lot of people know better and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway." Stubborn. Free will, though. You're right, free will. But every action comes with a reaction. And you can't cash in no free will check when something go down. Like, oh, it's free will though. We can do, yeah, we can do whatever we want. But it ain't never say you got to deal with what happened with them free will choices. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. So, focus in on what you really want to do. Even if you haven't started, just start thinking about it. That's how a lot of things I accomplish and get done and complete. Bruh, it be so far-fetched. I'm like, bro, I don't know how I'm gonna get that, but I know I'm gonna do it. You feel me? Because I constantly think about it, and once I consciously think about it, it drives back into my subconscious. And once it gets into my subconscious, we don't know how the subconscious is working in there. But once a high quality thought gets stored into the subconscious, and your body already knows this was something you was thinking heavily when it was in the conscious mode. So once it enters the subconscious mode, it's doing that work times 10 without you even knowing. So you'll start coming up with ideas like, man, then you'll look up, be like, how I get to this point? Your subconscious was working with you the whole time. Your subconscious was working with you the whole time. So lock in on really what you want to do. Lock in. It's that time. It's that time for elevation or stagnation. I might name it that, because I really done tapped in so many different names. So I might just name it elevation versus stagnation. Which one you gonna be? Right? Because what we gotta understand is all a personal choice. We decide, and it's people. Oh, it's too late. It's never too late for anybody to decide elevation above stagnation. It starts here. That one thought, and I know where people get caught up and get what's the word I'm looking for? Dang. It be the simplest words I draw blanks on. It's crazy. But basically, I know where people get kind of thrown off course. I use that for lack of a better reference. Thrown off course in terms of their elevation process. They're thinking so far ahead on all the things they got to get. Oh, I got to do that too. Oh, I got to do that too. I'll be honest. I've caught myself doing that sometimes. But if I constantly did that, that wouldn't be a thing. Visions by 2020 wouldn't be a thing. View Beyond by 2020 wouldn't be a thing. Because I would be looking at these things and be like, oh, I got so much work to do. How I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do that? Nah, I'm going to just keep pushing off. You keep pushing it off until it no longer becomes passionate for you, because you've pushed it off so long, you're no longer even passionate about it, because you don't even remember originally why you were passionate about it. See, sometimes when you get that thought, that idea, that feeling, that desire, you got to act on it, bro. Because that fire will burn out. It'll burn for a little bit. But if you ain't feeding that fire, if you ain't feeding that passion, if you ain't giving energy towards that passion, the energy gonna go somewhere else. Everything is energy, bro. So if you're not putting energy towards that, you put energy towards something else. So now you're creating a desire for something else, instead of something you were passionate about that could change your family life, that could change your life. That could change your life, right? So it's gonna be one of my longest videos, bro. So things we can do to not allow that to happen, is changing our daily habits, right? What we eat, what we watch, what we read, what we think about, who we talk to, who we kick it with, where we go, how we speak to strangers, right? Our morals, principles, values, the things we cherish. Is the things we cherish more on the materialistic side, on the more mundane, physical, selfish side, or is it on the more caring, loving, compassionate, abundance, right? Because abundance is bigger than money, bigger than wealth. Abundance is abundant for everything, not just physical currency. It's abundance for happiness, right? Abundance for health. So all those things play a factor. So limit them bad habits so you can focus in on that passion that you got. Or at least start to find that, because a lot of people can't even get to their passion or find out what things they like to do, because they're so indulged in these things that don't benefit them at all, right? So find those things within, and it only comes from within. Bro, you can have the best, this is my personal opinion, you can have the best, the absolute best counselor, but unless that's, because a lot of times what happens, that counselor sparks that light within you. So at the end of the day, it still happened within, right? That's the key. Within. You find your light within, you're going to start to glow. No pun intended. I'll just play. You find your light within, you're going to start to glow. It's inevitable. People notice it. Some people going to like it. Some people not going to like it. I'll make the video of that and down the road a little bit, but some people gonna like it, some people not. Don't matter. It's not for them to like, because it's not their life, so therefore they don't really have to like it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that they should be worried about liking or disliking is things about their life, right? So elevation versus stagnation, man. There's so many things I could get into, because I ain't talked to y'all in a minute. I be wanting to be consistent. So I prevent from being like this. I get on a video and I just drop in a bunch of gems in one video. But yeah, elevation versus stagnation. You decide. You decide. Right? You decide, and you decide what elevation is to you. A lot of people, see, my definition of stagnation is different from a lot of people, because I be in a place where I feel like I'm stagnant, but a lot of people will be like, oh, but I know me. I know me, and just because my lacking off seems still looks good, I know me. And if I allow that to slide, That's going to be the norm for me. So now, since it becomes the norm for me, eventually it's going to start to continue to dwindle down. Just because it looked good right then, it's going to start to dwindle down, right? And that's not what we want, man. That's not what we want. Allow this, and I'm going to make this the last point. Allow elevation to come. I'm in a period of my life right now where I say I was. Recently, I've been better at this, and I've kind of really just fully committed to what I'm about to say. A lot of times we get caught up in trying to write our own script, I wanted to go like this. I want my life, I want this to work out perfectly. Boom, 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 boom. But what we forget, what we forget to realize is we're getting in the way of the original script. See, the best state to be in is not in the state of chasing, and not even in the state of attracting, the state of allowing yourself to move and to elevate to the places that the source, the Most High God, the universe has you destined for. Right? That's the most powerful state you could be in, because you're not attaching no ideologies. You're not putting none of your personal thoughts in the way. You're not putting none of your personal agendas in the way. You're completely allowing, you're still doing the work that you've been doing. You're still going to the gym. You're still reading. You're still, brushing up on your knowledge. You're still working on your business. You're still doing whatever you need to do that you need to do to get to that next level. But now you're not in that state of chasing. You're not in that state of grinding, of hustling, of, I got to get it. You're in that state of allowing. Because when you're in that state of allowing, it's for you. Because why else would you be allowing it to take you somewhere if it wasn't for you? When you're in that state of allowing, you just know, like, yeah, this for me. All I got to do is do that work, but I'm in a state of allowing. So now I'm at the point where, I can think of certain things, how I want to play out in my life, but it ain't no big deal for me. However it plays out, it's supposed to play out, because I'm in that state of allowing my story, my script, my destiny to take its course, right? So be in a state of letting your destiny take its course. Stop trying to dictate what your destiny is. That's the ego thinking we can control everything, and we can't. We can't. What you can control is your energy, your frequency level. Now you can manipulate that into putting that into a good favor towards your elevation and towards your destiny, right? Because if you look now, because here's the thing, we can have our certain destinies, but if we're not lining up or matching with that frequency we need to be on to get to that destiny, there's alternate destinies. There's so many alternate realities for our lives. It just depends on the steps we take, the frequencies we own. A person that's destined for greatness can also be destined for doom, depending on his actions. A person destined for greatness can also be destined for doom, depending on his action, depending on his frequencies, and depending on his vibrations. This has been another video. I appreciate y'all for sitting through this with me. Gonna be about 30 minutes, but when you get the flowing, you gotta just flow, man. So I'll catch y'all on the next video. Hopefully it's soon. As soon as I get time to really pump out these videos how I want it to be able to do it how I want to, I promise I'm going to drop nothing but gems on here. Mark my words. Peace.